ready to be epic and catch these pips this morning? Oh, it's time, guys. It is time. Now, I'm sure I don't have to remind you. I'm sure I don't have to ask you guys, because I know that you guys have already read your 15 or more. Remember, I'm going to start adding or more to that, or more affirmations. Your I am affirmations. What are you speaking over yourself? What are you saying about yourself? And remember to guard your ear gate. Don't allow any negativity to enter in. Don't let anybody say anything negative about you or to you. And when they do, if they do, guys, go ahead and combat it right then. Put it to a stop right then. Okay? So you guys know here on the Billionaire Boss Empire, we say that I am a master trader. And with every trade, my balance grows, because I'm that beast of a master trader. I am a master recruiter, and like-minded individuals are drawn to me. Guys, it is time for us to start speaking to those people, to start drawing those people in. There are going to be just as gung-ho as you guys are right now. You guys get up, or some of you are even at work right now, but you get on at 5 in the morning so that you can learn how to be a master trader. Now that takes dedication, that takes determination, and guys, I cannot tell you how proud I am of you for doing that. That is awesome. And that's why when I have to miss a day without teaching, that bothers me, because you guys get up, you guys say, I want to do this, and I want to be here for you guys, always. Okay? Now, let's look at our food for thought this morning. Our greatest weakness lies in giving up. The most certain way to succeed is always to try just one more time. Oh my goodness, I can't remember which one of my motivational speakers that I heard say it, but I love it. A loser, okay? Think about a loser, person that loses all the time. Well, guess what? A winner is just a loser who tried one more time. Think about that. Because that one that won, you can best believe they have lost some. But they kept trying. They didn't give up. They didn't say, this is too hard. They didn't say, I don't like getting all these no's. You're going to get no's. You got to swim through that sea of no's so you can get to that yes. That's someone that wants to do this. Someone that says, you know what? I see this value, and this is what I want in my life. This is what I need in my life. I need this. So it's okay. We've got to move those no's out the way, because some people just aren't going to get it. Some people, their mindset is not there, but yours is. And you are going to attract those like-minded individuals that are ready to do exactly what you are doing right now. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at the news. I'm going to go ahead and refresh it. And guys, really throughout the day, this is definitely what you want to do. You want to make sure that you refresh when you're looking at your forexfactory.com, or if you're on Bloomberg. Guys, you want to make sure that you are refreshing just in case they may have added something. All right, so at 8:10 this morning, EUR has an orange folder. We know that means proceed with caution. So if you are in a trade, or if you're looking at a trade with a currency pair EUR in it, just be careful and be cautious and make sure that it's going in the direction you want it to go in at 8:10 this morning. Okay. Now at 2 p.m. this afternoon, USD has a red folder. Okay, guys, if you are in the market at 2 this afternoon with a currency pair of USD, or if you're looking at the US 30, guys, be careful, because that red folder means, whoa, wait, stop. You might need to definitely get out of your trade until you know exactly what is going on. Now, if we open up this folder, we can see that, let's see, it's what's going on is scheduled 8 times a year. Okay. And it's 3 weeks after the federal funds rate is announced. So what it is, it's a detailed record of the FOMC, that stands for Federal Open Market Committee. Their most recent meetings provided in-depth insight into the economic and financial conditions that influenced their vote on where to set interest rates. So you can best believe that the people in the market are going to be looking at this. They are going to be seeing, they're going to be observing what these notes mean, what these notes are saying, because it's going to direct with the market, the way it's going, the direction. So you want to be aware of trading at 2 this afternoon. Okay. All right. And let's see. Let's go ahead and take a look at gold. Guys, I don't know if any, now I'm going to tell you guys, I told you guys that I wasn't feeling well yesterday. You guys know I wasn't feeling well. I was like, I'm not going to get into any trades because I know, guys, I did exactly what I tell you guys not to do. I got into a trade yesterday and I was like, I got this. I can do. It hit my stop loss. It went in the opposite direction. I was like, you know what? Benita, take your advice. This is what you tell your people. And this is why, because I've done this before. So I knew better. But even sometimes when you know better and you still feel like you, don't do it. If you are not in the right headspace, if you're not feeling well, if you maybe have just had an argument with somebody, so you're upset, your emotions are all over the place, guys, please don't get in the market. Don't trade. It's not going to be good. But this right here, guys, do you see how gold moved? Let me see. Let's see how many pips was this. And this was, you know, guys, when the green crosses the red, that's when we get into the trade. And this was, what's this? Yesterday at, I'm looking down at the bottom. So I see the 6th of October, 2020 at 11:15 a.m. All right. So it would have been this candle that we got in. And guys, this is the alligator mouth. As long as the alligator is eating, so are we. Do you see it's wide open? It's wide open. So yes, there was some pullback. It changed direction, but that alligator mouth was still wide open. So we would have stayed in it. We would not have gotten out. We would have stayed in it, stayed in it. Guys, it came all the way down to here. Now we get out when the green crosses the red back in the opposite direction. So this is the candle that we would have gotten out on. Whew, guys, does anybody, let me see what we got in the chat, what we got going on in the chat. See? Aha. Did you get into those trades, Danielle? Danielle said that the gold, S&P 500, US 30, and NAS, they all spiked out at the same time yesterday. Did you get into any of those?
I was in, I got into gold and I did get into US 30 and I got out right before they spiked down.
Ah, good.
So yeah. And when you go and look at the charts, they all went in the same direction.
Yes. And you know what, guys? And I'm so glad.
Looked exactly alike.
Yes. And I'm so glad she said that, because it wasn't just those currency pairs. But guys, GBP, those GBP pairs, they did the exact same thing. They did the exact same thing. So I want you guys to take a look at this. Okay. So we have, oh my goodness. Guys, that I can't. Okay, guys, that is 31,000. All right. Am I saying nope? Nope. My bad. My bad. I apologize, guys. I got excited. All right. That is 3,119.8 pips. Now, that is still a lot. That is still a lot. Okay. So if you did, let's see, let me bring this over so you guys can see, because I want you guys to see exactly what you have in your hands. I want you guys to see exactly what you have to work with. Okay, so with gold, you can put in a lot size as small as 0.01. 0.01 is going to get you 10 cents per pip. Okay, so let's take a look at that. If you've got 10 cents, if you put in a lot size of 0.01 and you've got 10 cents per pip, if you've got 3,119.8 pips times 10 cents, guys, that's $311.98 in a matter of 12 hours and 30 minutes. That's the smallest. Yes, Mr. Kimbrough? Was that Mr. Kimbrough trying to say something? No?
No, I'm sorry. My mic was muted. I yawned. I'm sorry.
Okay. All right. That was Miss Pat. Okay. All right. So, guys, that's the smallest. The smallest. Okay? So let's do this. If your lot size is comparable enough for you to do, let's say, a lot size of 0.10. Okay. Now, let me see. Let's see where that would put you. Now, you guys know when I do it, I'm going to do it. When I give you this information, I give it all to you. Okay. So if you've started your account balance with $200 and you're growing it by 10%, then let's see. The lot size right here, let me highlight it. Okay. So not until you have grown your account to $1,111.98 do you want to start using a lot size of 10. If you're only looking to catch 98 pips, because your goal for the day, your profit goal for the day is $101.09 at this point. Now, if you're wanting to catch 73 pips, then right here, once you get to $835.45, your profit goal for the day is $75.95. So at that point, you can do that 0.10 for the lot size. So let me show you why I'm telling you this with that 0.10 lot size. That's going to get you $1 per pip. So let's do this. Okay, so now you have 3,119.8 pips times $1. In 12 hours and 30 minutes, you just made $3,119.80. Guys, do you see what you have in trading on the foreign exchange market? I mean, it does over $6 trillion a day. So look at this money that you can get. It's in your grasp. It's right here for you. And as you continue to grow and compound your account, then your lot size can be even that much more. It can grow and grow. I mean, a standard lot size of 1, which is what we do for the US 30 and the German 30, that is $10 per pip. What? So when your lot size is at a 1.00, guys, at that point, you're getting $10 a pip. I mean, I really don't need to go any further with that right there now, do I? Because that's where the over $30,000 is going to come in. Yes. So gold can definitely get you a lot of money. And this strategy works across the board with any pair that we are in. But understand, guys, understand that gold moves, okay? If you're going to practice in gold in that demo so that you can see how it moves. Because, baby, you get into gold and gold will give you a heart attack real quick because it moves that fast. All right, let's see. And whoop, there it is right there. That's what I want to show you. And this is exactly what Danielle was talking about. That spike down. Because the green crossed the red into a buy. But do you see what happened? Okay, right here, the PSAR was on the bottom, so it was in a buy. This very next candle, that PSAR flipped up to the top. Remember, the PSAR shows the reversal in the market. So let me show you the difference in this right here and this right here. Okay, so it was in a sale. That alligator mouth was still wide open. It was wide open. So you were good. It was okay to continue to ride that alligator mouth. This one right here, the green crossed the red, and then right here, it immediately crossed back over in the opposite direction. And remember, that is when you get out. When that green crosses back over, or it could have, if you were in it for a buy, it would have hit your stop loss because your stop loss would have been down here. And it would have taken you out. But this right here, exactly, who was it? Chairman Powell was speaking, remember? So, let's see. Let's see how many points this was. Came all the way down. Woof. My goodness. Okay, guys, remember this. The US 30 is calculated in points, not pips. So when you're looking at this box for the US 30, this is the number that you're looking at. This is the number for the US 30. This is the number for all other currency pairs. This is the pip count. This is the point. Remember, when you convert points to pips, this is actually converted for you already. So this is the points and this is the pips. Guys, that's 578.6 pips right there. So if you were able to see that and catch that and ride that alligator mouth, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna show you. What's that? 578.6 times $10 a pip. In 4 hours and 30 minutes. $5,786. Now, for some people, 4 hours and 30 minutes, that's like half a day of work. $5,786. Baby. Now just imagine if you had caught this one and the gold. Because yes, you can be in more. Let's see. Oh, okay, all right. Okay, we understand, Christine. We will see you. This is being recorded, so you'll be able to go to the YouTube channel and come back to it and look at it. All right. So, guys, just imagine what your account balance would look like if you were to get into a trade and make this and what you did in gold. So this is just trading on the foreign exchange market. This is just sitting here making money. This doesn't even include your residual income. But guys, remember, that is part of it. Whew, my goodness. Now, this is what I wanted to show you, okay? So the US 30 did it. And look at this GBP USD. Let me, so you guys can see. Like I said, those GBP pairs, and it was the same time. 1445. That's 245. The US 30. It did this big drop. 1445 at 245. So the GBP USD did the exact same thing. GBP JPY did the exact same thing. Now, hold on. Let's go back to GBP USD because that green is just crossing the red into a sale. Let's take a look. The 1 hour, okay, is in a sale. It's got some pullbacks trying to turn. But although it was turning, look, now it's going back. So you wait until the green actually crosses the red before you get out. So this right here is what we would call a fake out. It looks like it was going to, but it turned. So now it's going back into a sale. Let's see, what is the 4 hour? The 4 hour. Okay, it's got a little bit of pullback, but the green has crossed the red into a sale. So this is what we're going to do. We are going to do a market execution for our GBP USD. All right, let's pull up. Oh. Apologies from Miss Benita. Because she didn't have this over here yet. There we go. All right. And let me do this because I got to pull this over for you guys as well. Oh, it's already there. Okay. Well, cool beans. All right. So I'm going to close it out. All right. So GBP USD, we are going to do a market execution for a sale. Okay. So we're going to go new order. You are going to use the lot size that is comparable for your account. And then we're going to say sale by market. So we're in. We're in it for a sale. Market execution for a sale. Okay. Now, oh my goodness. And it is running away. All right. So, oh my goodness. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but give me a second. I thought I had it charged up, but clearly I did not. There we go. All right. Okay. I was about to lose power. Okay. So we are in it for a sale. And I'm going to come back to Trading View. Okay. And let's see. I'm going to shrink it so I can see. Okay. Remember, you don't have to turn it into the moving average. Okay. When you come up here and you change your candle into a line, you're turning it into the moving average. So you can see with those points where it's touching multiple times, like right here. Okay. And then if you decide to leave your candles on, you're looking at the wicks. Okay. Where has the wicks touched multiple times? So I'm going to come up here. I'm going to grab a line. I'm going to make it blue. And we can see that it has touched multiple times coming here. So this is going to be our take profit. And then I'm going to come up here. I'm going to grab another line. I'm going to turn it red because this is where I'm going to put my stop loss. So I'm looking at my crosshair and I see this first PSAR right here. Okay, so this is going to be our stop loss, and then this support and resistance line is where we're going to put our take profit. So we come back to MetaTrader 4. Okay, and I'm going to move it over, and you guys see how fast it's moving. All right, like I said, you can't be afraid of the pullback. It's going to happen. And understand that it's a very good possibility, excuse me, that you could lose a trade. It happens, but you can't get emotional about it. Okay? You can't. Okay, so I double clicked on the trade, and then I brought up the box that says modify order. You want to make sure the type says modify order, because sometimes that market execution may come up. So you want to make sure it says modify order because you want to change your numbers, or you want to add your stop loss and your take profit. So I'm going to come over here to my stop loss box. I've moved my MetaTrader 4 over so that I can see my trading view behind it, and I can see my number. I can see my line. Remember, another way for you to be able to see it is, all right, if you go to chart, you can put your grid, and then that way you can see your lines going across, and you can see that same number right here. That price point is right above that PSAR, which is where you want it to be. But for some people, the grid is a little confusing. It's too much. So you can go back and take it off. That's fine. But we are getting ready to put our numbers. So I'm going to double click on trade. And I knew market execution was going to come up this time. Remember, you're not doing another market execution, so be careful. Okay? Make sure that you're paying attention to what the type shows when you're opening your trade. You want to modify. Come down here to your modify order box. Go to stop loss. And this is the number that you want to put in. All right, so our stop loss is 1.29250. Okay, and then we'll come over here to our take profit. Our take profit box is going to be this blue number, which is the next support and resistance line that it's heading to. Put it right here. So it's going to be 1.28683. Okay, so here we go. We've got our stop loss 1.29250. We've got our take profit 1.28683. Okay, and then we come here, we modify, boom, there it is. Okay. Now, another, and as you can see, we just had another candle form. So right now we were at the first PSAR, now we're at the second one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hover over my stop loss. I'm going to left click, and I'm going to drag it down to the PSAR that just formed behind that candle. Okay, so that changes my stop loss. All right, I'm going to follow the PSAR. Now, you can have yours at the second or the first PSAR. Either one of these are fine. Okay, let's see. And if I hover over my take profit, that box that comes up is letting me know that I am 19.2 pips away from my entry point. So from here to here is 19.2 pips. So it's almost 20 pips. Not quite 20 pips, almost. All right, so that is where we are. We will continue to watch so that every time a PSAR forms, we'll make sure that we move our stop loss. Danielle, did you have a question or did you want to say something?
YJ put something in the chat.
Oh, thank you. I didn't. Let me see.
You're welcome.
How do you, okay, how do you modify the order without hitting new order? Okay. Now, YJ, are you speaking about on your phone or on the MetaTrader 4 on your desktop? Which one?
I was talking about the desktop. I had already figured it out though.
Oh, okay, okay. So yeah. So if you so you saw that you go to the trade, you double click, and then you got your drop down box. So that way you make sure that the type is modify order.
Yeah, yes, ma'am. But originally, I was trying to figure out how we did it because originally we just put in the new order, and we hit sell, but I didn't know how to modify it once we had already put it in without putting in another new order because I have messed up a few times and like tried to modify it and always hit new order. Then I always have two
Ah,
orders there.
yes, yes. And YJ, and that's why I say that all the time because that is so easy to do. And that's why you will always hear me say, be careful because when you come down here to your trade and you double click, sometimes modify order will come up, but sometimes it won't. So if it doesn't, you just have to make sure that the type says modify order. You want to make sure that you see modify order box right here. Because I mean, guys, you're YJ, I can tell you, you are not the only one that has ever done that. And you more than likely, probably, I promise, will not be the last. Because it's very easy to think that, okay, if I double click on this trade, then it's going to open up this trade. It is opening up that trade, but it's opening it up in a market execution. So you don't want to do another order. You want to now you can have more than one trade open in a particular currency pair. Mr. Kimbrough, did you want to say something?
Yes, I was just gonna ask, YJ, are you trading outside of like this 5 a.m. call?
Yes, sir. I usually try to look at the what is it the Forex Factory and try to hop on around those times.
Say that again, I couldn't hear you.
I said I usually try to hop on around the times that the Forex Factory usually is showing up when there'll be changes, so I can take a look at it and maneuver around that time as well.
Ah, good.
Okay. Um. Well, just know this runs 24/7, and well, this is really for all of y'all, for everybody. Um. You need to figure out what's the best time for you to trade. Period. The most volatile times in the market is between like 3 in the morning to like 12. Really, it's really like 10, but we just stretch it out to like 12 o'clock. That's the most volatile time. That's when everything is moving. Uh, like 3 a.m. to like 10 or 12. Okay, and then you need to figure out what your pairs are. Like the market has a lot of different pairs. You see, we go over all the pairs, right? But for you specifically as a trader, you need to know what your pairs are. If you're going to specialize in gold, which Benita used to be a beast in, I don't know why she stopped pushing for gold. But if you're gonna trade gold, then you need to know everything about gold. If you're gonna trade GBP, USD, then you need to know everything about it. How many pips will it give you in a day? And you can know this by studying, by reading on it, and just going into the market. But you need to know how many pips a day is this particular pair going to give you. When is the most movement happening in that particular pair? And you need to have like three of them in all that you specialize in, meaning you can get on and tell somebody about this particular pair, the ins, the outs, the forwards, backwards, everything. You need to be able to do that because um, otherwise you don't really have a game plan. You don't really have, you just traded. You need to be able to be a master in a specific pair, specific 3 pairs. And I mean, you need to read everything on it. You need to study it. You need to be in the market on it several times a day. You need to just be in there. You know what I'm saying? Find out what other gurus are saying about whatever pair that is that you own. See what the volatility is in the pair. So I'm saying that to say, y'all, don't just trade, get up in the morning and trade, because right here, you're getting the basics. Your advanced training is going to come from you actually getting out in the market and really studying and specializing in whatever pair it is. Don't be all over the market. Don't try to trade every pair because you can't. You're going to miss your money that way. If you know about your pairs, then you're going to know when to get in and when to make the money. So, good. Back to you, Ms. Benita.
Thank you, Mr. Kimbrough. All right. And that is awesome. That's great. What Mr. Kimbrough is saying, guys, please, please, please. I mean, this is why we tell you guys to do what we tell you to do, like your trading journal. Okay? If you're not going to use the Excel trading journal, then have a physical one. Okay? Have your notebook with your pencil and paper and writing down the information. Now, what I put up is the market hours that Mr. Kimbrough was talking about. It's available 24 hours a day, 5 days a week to trade in the Forex market. Let's see. Okay. All right. So this is us right here. When we're on at 5 a.m., we are in the London market. Okay. So that's what we've got going on right now. We are in the London market. And right here, from 8 a.m. until 12 noon, the London market overlaps with the New York market. So there's a lot of individuals in the market at this time. There's a lot of individuals in the market at this time. So like we said, 2 a.m. or 3 until about 10, these are the best hours, but you can trade 24 hours a day. So at 2 a.m., you're in the Tokyo market. Okay. And that's what you see. That's what you see right here. So this is 2 a.m. That yellow, that's the Tokyo. Okay, this is the Tokyo time. So get in several times throughout the day. And this is why I tell you guys, keep practicing on your own. Okay? Because you can sit here and copy what I do, but until you actually get in it and start understanding and start learning for yourself, you're not going to get it. So yes, we do want you to be able to earn while you learn. You take those signals that are being given to you by those 6, 7, 8-figure earners in the trading game. But you also want to be able to know how to do it for yourself. Okay? You want to be able to look at that market and know how to make that money that you're wanting to make. All right. So let's see. I'm coming back to GBP USD. And I'm going to go ahead. Let me see. Let's see if we've got another area for a markup. Now, I do like, turning it into the line and creating the moving average, using the moving average instead of the candle. Let's see. And see this same line that we just put down because of these right here. Look right here. It was here, right here, bumping around, bouncing around. Let's see. And if we were to, yep, there it is again. All right. So that's a good place for, now remember, the market always corrects itself. So it's always going to repeat. It's always going to revisit these same price points. When you see it bouncing around, these same price points are going to be revisited. They're going to be repeated. All right. So that's why, let me move this up. Now move this up. This was a previous take profit for us on a earlier trade at another time. But look, it's revisited this area. It's revisited this area. So actually, this is take profit 1. Guys, this can be take profit 2. So you see how this was a take profit for us once before. Guess what? It can be a take profit again because we see that it has revisited this area. So it has a good possibility of coming back down. Here it is again. Let me move it over so you guys can see. You can see right here on this green take profit line that we had before, it was bouncing around. It was hitting that, it's a support and resistance, but it's also a take profit from a previous order. So guess what? We can do a take profit too. All right, now let me turn my candles back on. Okay. And so let me see. Yeah. Let me see how quickly I can get this set up for you guys. All right. Get ready, because I am about to show you how we are going to enter our take profit 2 on our device. All right. Let me set it up. All right. It's coming. It's coming. Hold tight. All right. So you guys are looking at the, let's see, this is how you do it on your iPhone or your iPad. Okay. So we are going to enter in a take profit 2 on our device. Okay. Okay. And Ms. Pat, I see your comment in the chat. Give me just a moment. I'm going to show you guys how to put this take profit in on the device, and then I'm going to come back to your question. I'm going to address that. All right, so this is what we're going to do. Let's see. All right, now we are getting ready to experience some pullback. Okay, so understand that that is going to happen. It happens. It's okay. All right, because it's let me open it up. This is the GBP USD right here. I'm going to hold it down, and then this box comes up. Okay, so we can either click on trade and get into a trade. We can get on chart and open up the chart. We can select new chart, or we can get details. Well, we're going to select chart so that we can see the GBP USD chart. Okay, so that's what we're looking at right here. Here's the chart. And we can look and see that, yes, I've put my oversold buy, lowest point buy in my stochastic. So I can see that the stochastic is down below that lowest point buy. So that at this point they have oversold. So it's going to turn around and it's going to have some pullback. It's okay. Expect that. But it's actually still going. All right. So now I'm going to the arrows facing opposite. That's your quote screen. So when I touch that, it opens my quotes back up. So now I'm going to go to GBP USD. I'm going to hold it down. And then this box is going to pop up. So now I'm going to select trade because I want to put in a trade. Okay. Now remember, we're not doing a market execution because we're already currently in a trade. So at this point, what we're going to do is we're going to select the word market execution at the top. And then that gives us our other options. So we are in this trade for a sale. And that's what we're looking at. We're in it for a sale. So what we're looking for is a sale stop. Because what we're saying, remember that green that I put up, that green PowerPoint that I put up, that it's going to get to a certain price point and it's going to keep going. So we're going to select sale stop. And now sale stop is at the top of your trade because that is what you're doing. This is actually a pending order that we are placing on our device right now. So let me show you something real quick, guys. I'm going to go back to, I'm going to select market execution. Now, right now, when it's on market execution, you have stop loss and you have take profit. And then you've got your lot size option. You know, what size do you want it to be? Well, that lets you know market execution, you can only put a stop loss or a take profit. But when you select that market execution and you select sale stop, now you have an option to start at a particular price point. Okay. Now you have a place to say, okay, this is when I want it to activate at this price. And the price that we are going to choose is the take profit for the previous order. Okay, so when it gets down to there and it hits our take profit, then that is where we want the order to activate. So I'm gonna put my finger right there where it says price. And as you can see, now that brings up the option for me to put in my numbers. Okay, let's see. And let's see, give me just a second. All right. So make sure that you know, and let me do this. Oops. Okay. Make sure that you know where you want your take profit to be. You see that number? You see that take profit? It's 1.28683. That is where you want your next order to start. So then when you go to the price point, you're going to go back because that is not where you want it to be. Okay. It is 1.28683. That is where you want your order to start. And then your stop loss, you'll use the same number that you had before. You're just going to monitor to make sure that that is where you want your stop loss to be. Now already I can see we've had another PSAR to form. So I can either leave my stop loss there or I can move my stop loss, which of course I'm going to do. I'm going to move it. But let's see. Let's go ahead and choose our stop loss from before. And I'm going to put the cursor behind that number because that is not the number that I want for the stop loss. For the stop loss, I want 1.28683. 2.207. That's where my other one is, but I'm going to keep moving it. Okay, so as a matter of fact, I'm just going to go ahead and put the new stop loss. I'm looking at that first PSAR, and I see that price point, that line going across right above that PSAR. That's where I want my stop loss. So I'm going to change it to 1.29165. Does everybody see where I got that number from? Because I can't really use my cursor to show you guys. All right. And then my take profit is going to be the number that I got from my trading view. Okay. So I'm going to come down here to my take profit, and I'm going to change that because that's not the number that I want for my take profit. Take profit is 1.28500. Okay. Now, this is my pending order. I have the price that I wanted to activate at. I have my stop loss, and I have my take profit. And guys, you can actually, like I told you before, and like I showed you before on the MetaTrader 4 and your device, you can set an expiration date. So if it doesn't activate, it'll close out automatically. Okay. But we're not going to do that this time. I'm just saying that that's an option if that's something that you want to do. You don't have to. All right. So I'm going to select the word place, and there it is. Okay. So now we have our take profit 2 down there waiting to activate. Okay. So that's how we do it on our device. Okay. Now I'm going to come back. All right.
My device is an Android.
What was that, Miss Beck?
Yeah, iPad, Android, what you just did, don't show up on my phone like that. So,
Well, that's because you have an Android. The device that I just put up is actually it's a Apple device. So that's, if you have an iPhone or an iPad, that's how the MetaTrader 4 looks on those devices. So I'm actually still trying to see if I can figure out how to display an Android device up on my screen, because I know they do look different. So don't get confused. Don't, if this isn't something that you understand and you just want to keep doing it on the computer, that's fine. Don't even pay attention to it. When I'm doing a device, don't even pay attention to it. But for some people who want to, because this is a portable skill and you can do it anywhere you go, with an Android device, that stop loss and take profit that you saw, it's a red line and a green line. It doesn't say stop loss and take profit. And it's perfectly fine because it still works the same way. All right, so let's look at our MetaTrader 4 on the desktop. Okay, here is our stop loss from our order that we have running now. Here's our stop loss from our pending order. Okay, so what we can do is come up here to this stop loss, hover over it, left click, and then move it down. Okay, boom, there it is. Closer, just a little closer. Okay, so this is where we entered our first trade. And let me shrink it so you guys can see. Okay, this is our take profit 1, and this is also going to be the entry point for our take profit 2. Then we have our take profit 2 point right here. Okay, this is where we would exit the trade. So we have a take profit 1 and we have a take profit 2. All right, so just remember to keep watching that the stop loss and make sure that it continues to move. Now remember, guys, this is what I have told you guys before. You do not have to have a take profit. You don't. These take profit 1 and 2, you don't have to set a take profit 1 and 2. Let me see. This is 19.2 pips and this is 18.3 pips. You do not have to have a take profit. Why? Because as long as you have your stop loss set, and that is something you should always have, is a stop loss. You can hover over your stop loss, left click, and you can set a trailing stop loss. So what that would do is that stop loss, instead of you having to move it manually, it would follow, this is the price point right here. It would follow that price point. However far you set it, it will stay behind that price point that much. So when it starts to pull back and it starts to backtrack, it'll take you out of your trade, but it'll take you out in profit. Okay? That's a beautiful thing. It will take you out in profit. So just so that, let me see. Can I? All right. Oh, not this one. All right, one moment. Which one? It's actually this one. All right, so this is what I want to show you. And Miss Pat, I haven't forgotten your question. I know that you put something in the chat. I have not forgotten that. Let's see. Here we go. Okay, so this is what it would look like. Okay, so if you have a stop loss, okay, you got your stop loss set. It's up here. It's above the first PSAR. It can be above the first or the second PSAR. And then what you do is you right click and then you say how far you want your stop loss to follow the price point. So here's the price point right here. It's in a sale. It's moving. As soon as, okay, if we were, let me see. If we were to set our stop loss, our trailing stop loss at 15 points, 15 points converts to 1.5 pips. Okay, now as you can see at our pip counter, right now we're at 7.4 pips. Okay, so if I were to set my trailing stop loss at 1.5 pips, as soon as that price went to 1.5, this is what we would see it do. All right, this is what we would see it do. So now it's at 1.6 and you can't really see, but this is the price point. That trailing stop loss, look, it's no longer up here. It followed that price point. So now every time this price point moves, when it continues on in its direction, that stop loss is going to follow it. And it is going to stay 1.5 pips behind that stop loss. So this is what happens. When that price point starts to pull back, it'll hit that stop loss, but it's going to take you out in profit. Okay, so at this point, it won't be hitting your stop loss all the way out here and taking you out in a negative. It's going to take you out down here in the positive. So you will be able to, let me see, pull this back up. So you're going to be able to, to be taken out in a positive instead of a negative, and that's always a good thing. So that's why I said you don't have to have a take profit, because that stop loss can just keep following that price point. So you're going to get money regardless. As long as it activates and starts following that stop loss, you're going to get something. It's not going to be a negative. But if you choose to set a take profit, just like we have, then what you want to do, just like this right here, we've got a new PSAR. We are going to continue to move that PSAR. And for the pending order, we're going to move that PSAR. If you do it on your device, you can see where those lines are. And you can see it's got a grid. You can see your price point. So all you have to do is go back and modify your trade on the device and change that stop loss. Do you guys need me to show you how to do that? Nobody needs me to show you how to do that because everybody knows how to do that? Okay. I mean, if you don't need me to show you, it's fine.
Y'all better be asking questions.
I'm trying to get them to. Okay. All right. So Miss Pat said, please. Okay. I got you. All right. Hold on. Let me open it back up. All right. So what I'm going to do is on here, I'm going to change, because I moved the stop loss, I'm going to change it back on here so that when I pull it up on, the device, you can see what I'm talking about. All right, so I'm going to come here. It's got modify order, so I'm coming to my modify order box. This is on the MetaTrader 4. I'm going to change that stop loss. And guys, what I did was I double clicked on my trade that's waiting for me. Okay, I made sure that the type said modify order. All right, so I'm gonna do 1.29245. Okay, I'm just grabbing the price point over here. All right, so then I'm going to modify, and as you can see, here's my stop loss. It moved up to here. All right. So let me see. Is it still? All right. Let me pull it back up. All right. It's coming. Okay. All right, so you guys can see my device again. Okay. This is actually the iPad that I'm using, that I have connected to my computer so that you guys can see what it looks like. All right, so what I would do, just a question. Can you guys see my cursor? Can you see it moving?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, that is good to know. That is good to know. Okay. Because I wasn't sure if you guys would actually be able to see my cursor moving across the device. All right. So that is perfect. Okay. So right here is the stop loss that I just moved it to. Okay. On the device. So it's at this number right here. If I look here, I can see this is the, oh my goodness. This is the stop loss that I've got running now, and it's right above that PSAR. Okay, so I can see that. If I can't see that, I can see this number right here, and I know that that's right at that second PSAR. So then I can use this as my stop loss. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to press and hold my trade down at the bottom, and what did you see come up? I can either modify that, I can put in another trade, or I can open up the chart. Boom, it's that easy. All right, so I'm going to select modify because I want to modify it. I want to change the stop loss number. Okay, so I'm going to select that stop loss. Now, you know what? Let me show you this. Guys, you have a plus and a minus sign. Do you see how I touch the plus sign and it goes up? I touch the minus sign and it goes down. You can do it there, or you can select that red number that's right beside that word stop loss. Put your cursor there and then change it to the number that you want it to be. So I'm going to, let's see, I'm going to go back, click my back arrow, and I'm going to select right above, which is actually where the other, I'm going to select 1.29120. 120. Okay. And then you see that word modify? You can modify or you can delete it. Okay, I'm done. So what I want to do is I want to modify my order. So I'm going to select modify. It told me I did it. And look, my stop loss has now changed. My stop loss has moved. Okay, so you can change, you can modify your orders on your device just like you can on your MetaTrader 4 on your desktop. Okay, either one. And guys, this is why we say this is a portable skill. You can take this with you anywhere in the world. Anywhere you are, you can trade. All you need is a smartphone or a tablet or a laptop. Or if you're somewhere else, guys, if they have a desktop, you can get on the desktop as long as you have access to the internet. You can trade and make money from anywhere in the world. Anywhere. Is that not awesome? Is that not amazing? That is the beauty of being able to trade Forex. And guess what? You didn't even have to travel to another country to do it. You can do it from the comfort of wherever you are. Now, Ms. Pat, I'm going to address your question that you had put in the chat. It is 6:10, so I don't want to take up too much more time. But I do want to make sure that all questions are always addressed and answered if need be. Okay, so you said yesterday the market was in a buy, the PSAR was in a sale, and you didn't know what to do. What was the alligator doing? What direction was the alligator going in? So let's go back to our MetaTrader 4. I'm sorry, the trading view. Trading view, look at that. Okay, so I'm going to stay in the GBP USD pair that we're in right now. And this would have been a trade from yesterday. Okay, so the green had crossed the red and the blue. So you know what we say, you know what to do. You get it.
Your Android where you just did trade, that mirror window is still up.
All right, no problem. I did it again. Thank you, Ms. Pat. There we go. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and look at the GBP USD that we're currently in. And so the green had crossed the red right here and the blue. And we say, you know what to do. You get in that trade and you ride that alligator mouth. As long as that alligator is eating and getting full, so are you. Okay? So let's look at this right here. The green crossed the red into a sale. But look at the PSARs. The PSAR was on the bottom for a buy. Okay. But what did the alligator say? The alligator said that it was going into a sale. Okay. So these PSARs right here, okay, because it was right here, it was in a buy, and then it switched and went to a sale. So the green crossed the red right here. This candle is in a sale, but the PSAR is underneath it for a buy. The green crossed the red into a sale. That's when we get into the trade. Okay, so had you entered the trade here, all right, although we know the PSAR shows a reversal in the market, that green crossed the red right here. Now, you can, okay, if you're uncomfortable, if you're not sure, if you want to wait, fine. That is all fine and good. Wait until the PSAR flips if that's what you want to do. But when that green crossed the red, you could have actually gotten into the trade on this candle and rode that alligator mouth, got in on that spike, came all the way down. So you could have actually been making money. Okay? So my question is, what is the alligator telling you? That's what we look at. The PSARs we look at so we know where to place our stop loss. So if, okay, if you were to gotten into this trade and the PSAR was down here, of course you wouldn't put your PSAR down here. Your stop loss down here, because this is a buy. The PSAR on the bottom is a buy. We want the PSAR on the top. So at this point, what we would have done is we would have chosen the highest point where that buy went. We would have chosen the highest point, and we would have put our stop loss up here somewhere until that PSAR formed. And then once that PSAR formed, then, and let me move it down so that you guys can see. All right, so we would have placed our stop loss up here above the green, because we know it came up to here. We would have placed our stop loss up to here until that PSAR formed. And look, when that PSAR did reverse, look where it went, right above where we would have placed our stop loss. So we would have been fine. You guys see that? As a matter of fact, let me go ahead and grab a line so you guys can see. All right, so right here, the PSARs are down on the bottom. So what we would have looked at was what was the highest point that this buy had gone to. And we would have placed our PSAR above that point. Our stop loss above that point. Well, look what happened. When that PSAR reversed, when that market reversed, look what it did. That PSAR went right there. Is that not perfect? And I did not line it up with this PSAR. I lined it up with these over here. Okay? So, and I'm going to go ahead and delete this line because I don't want that confusing anybody. Come on, go away. There we go. All right. So, guys, that is it for us this morning. Before we close out, does anybody have any questions? Any questions? Okay.
My question is, I have when I place my trade, and sometimes the trade might be in pullback, which is in the negative. And yesterday I almost stopped the trade because I said no. Then I realized it's in pullback. I just have to close out because I keep trying to watch it, which is not a good thing. I found out yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
If when it start going negative, I forget there's a pullback. So yesterday I realized, and I did make a little bit, tiny bit of money, but I have a nasty habit of watching it, trying to gauge it.
Mm-hmm. And that's why I say, guys, that is not what you want to do. And that's why I said, don't be afraid of the pullback, because the pullback is going to happen. It's going to happen. I mean, you're not going, I promise, you're not going to win every trade, because something may happen in the market. You might miss it and it can spike going in the opposite direction and hit your stop loss. As long as you have your stop loss set, it's okay. Because don't, the reason why I say don't freak out over this the pullback is because, guys, even if it does hit your stop loss, you can say, you know what, I'll get it back on another trade, because you will. That's exactly what will happen. The market does over $6 trillion a day. So if something happens and it should hit your stop loss, guys, you're going to make it back on another trade, and probably more so. So don't be afraid of the pullback. Don't, you know, it's going to happen. I mean, even if you guys look at these signals that they post for us to take, um, you know, not all of their trades hit. Sometimes their trades hit the stop loss. So that is going to happen. And I mean, guys, these are 6, 7, 8-figure earners in the Forex market trading, making money, and their stop loss gets hit. So understand, it happens to everybody. It happens to everyone. So it's okay. Don't freak out. And that's why we say we do not trade with emotion. Because as soon as you get emotional, you are going to make a wrong decision, a bad choice. And you may actually get out of a trade that, if you stayed in and saw that pullback turn back around, you could have made a whole lot more money if you had only stayed in that trade. So trust your analysis. Don't. Now, if sitting there watching the trade freaks you out and you start panicking, guys, you need to walk away from it. Shut it down. Look at something else. Come back to it later. But don't sit there and watch, because that pullback will definitely freak you out. We don't trade with emotion. Okay? All right. Guys, remember that. Remember that. God, and you know what? Guys, I can tell you this because I have been where you are. I have been in a trade when I first started trading and got into my live account. I got out of my demo. I got in my live account. I was like, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. And baby, when that pullback started, I was like, shoot, I thought I was about to have a heart attack. But you can't. You can't let it control you like that. All right? Just relax. Just chill. It's okay. Now, guys, I want to thank you guys for being so determined, so dedicated, so persistent in getting up early in the morning to say, I want to get this. I'm not paying my money for nothing and not be able to benefit from it. This is my business. So I'm going to make sure I get all the tools and take advantage of every opportunity, every tool that is available to me. I'm going to take advantage of that, and I'm going to use it to the best of my ability, because I want to be that beast of a master trader so that I can show others how it's done. That it's not hard. And then you'll have others wanting to get in with you under your business and let your business grow. So you're trading on the foreign exchange market, making money, and then you're also getting in residual income. Okay? All right. All right, guys, you could have been anywhere, but you chose to be right here with these billionaire bosses, making this money, catching these pips, and learning how to do it for yourself. But knowing how to take those signals that they provide so that you can earn while you learn. Go get it, guys. Do not stop here. Do not stop right where you are. Yes, we get in and we trade early in the morning, but guys, 24 hours a day, keep trading, keep practicing. Remember, 13 consecutive positive trades, and then you can get into your live account. But I want to see 13 positive trades consecutive in a row where you have gone in, you've done your analysis, you set your stop loss and your take profit, and it hit your take profit 13 consecutive times. You've got it. All right, guys, go out and master this thing. You've got this. I believe in you, and I'm proud of each and every one of you. I'm proud to be here with you guys. I'm proud to be a part of the Billionaire Boss Empire, where we create master traders. Okay? Because we are not average. We are epic. Guys, that is going to end our call. Everybody have a great day.